So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Where she knows what the struggles we have. She's been through it, been around it, she's taken it in. That's when you're able to be active for those communities. If you distant from that, like, I couldn't come, point blank, I wouldn't be able to come here and say nothing if I ain't grow up a certain way or still didn't keep my foot planted in it. You know what I'm saying? And if you distant.
We all know she's not black. Let's understand that. We are all clear of that. But my point of view, and like I told you earlier, she's already been there. She's in office right now.
Some voters, though, might ask, you've been in the White House for 4 years. You were vice president, not the president. But why wasn't any of that done for the last 4 years?
Well, there was a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done. There's a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done.
Now, I notice my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready to drop bombs, but I keep on forgetting. Somebody who was raised in the middle class. She worked at McDonald's when she was in college to pay her expenses. She did not pretend to work at McDonald's when it was closed. This is somebody who believes in the values that built this country. And she is as prepared as any nominee for president has ever been. That's who Kamala is.
Okay,
Again,
that's a fair point. She's not unqualified.
She's qualified.
Okay.
You just might think she's going to make the wrong choices. My next point, that she's not black. The next point, that she's not. Let me talk about her blackness.
Now, Marco, jump in. We've run out of time. Candice has to go.
Is the biggest point.
Okay, go on, make your big point quickly.
Let's talk about her blackness, please. Talk about the black experience.
Real quick. Two quick points.
Quick, Mark, quick, because Candice has to go.
The black, we all know she's not black. Let's understand that. We are all clear of that. But my point of view, and like I told you earlier, she's already been there. She's in office right now.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick Dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right. Welcome once again to the BeatZillapdx official show. I am your host, BeatZillapdx officially, and this is the weekly wrap-up. Hopefully everybody is doing well this evening on this Good Friday evening, and everybody has had a good productive week, and we are here once again. And family, do you know that I have missed something very, very important? As you were coming in, please hit that like button if you would. And so getting right into things, something I forgot is this channel's anniversary. It's been such a busy season that I literally forgot this channel's anniversary, which was at this point almost a month and a half or close to 2 months ago. So with that being said, salute to everybody who has been here for the entire 4 years, and then everybody else that has been joining all along the while. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for hanging out with this channel for 4 years for some of you, and then because we started this in 2020. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. It's a whole nother election, which means that it's been 4 years. So here we are again, and we're in another election cycle, and we're here to watch and see how it unfolds and make sure that our position gets heard and our position is present. With that being said, again, as you're coming into this broadcast, please like and share this broadcast. If you are watching on X, come on over here to the YouTube channel and subscribe to this YouTube channel, BeatZillapdx official. You know, you need to get on over here and be a part. And looks like we got some memberships being gifted out this evening. So again, family, come on in. And if you have not already subscribed, come on over here now and do so. BeatZillapdx official. And then, like you see, if you're over here already, you can become a member. And right now, you can be gifted a membership by our good brother, dark-skinned brother, who has gifted 5 memberships. So, salute to you, my good brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. I much appreciate it. So, salute to whoever grabs a hold of those, and thank you. And so with that being said, another thing that we do on this channel, of course, along with all the commentary that we do here, we like to check in with the members and see how the members are doing as well. And sometimes people check in, let us know where they're from. You don't have to, no pressure. But if you just want to check in and say hi, if you're in the replay, you can go ahead and lay a comment down and let us know that you're tuning in that way. So salute to all of you tuning in. Let's see what we got in the house this evening. We got Antithesis in the house. Black First, Valdosta, Georgia. Salute to you, and thank you for being a member. And also as well, let me Faith Speaks Life. I got your donation the other day. So peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you. And Black Spider as well. I didn't catch it on last Friday's broadcast, so I wanted to shout you out for your super chat. I appreciate it. I saw it as the broadcast ended, and it was wrapping. I saw it in the studio, so I'm much appreciative of you as well. So peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you, Black Spider. And so, one who cares in the building. Good evening. Good evening. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in on this Friday. Crew Reality, Grand Negas, what's going on? Black First, my good brother, and thank you for being a member. And we got our good sister, Lady Effa, in the house. Columbus, Ohio, checking in. Salute to you, my good sister. Thank you for being here. And of course, thank you for being a member as well. And we got our good sister, Judah Yisrael, in the building. Shalom, Black First, my good sister. Always a pleasure to have you in the building. Thank you for being a moderator, educator, and of course, a member. Thank you, my good sister. And David Boyd in the building. Yes, indeed. The Bronx is in the building. Black First, my good brother. I appreciate you being here on this Good Friday evening, especially on the East Coast time, so I know it's late. And we got our good brother, We Next, aka Dark Skin Brother. Like I said, gifted 5 memberships to this channel. So for those who are getting those memberships, salute to you. And again, peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on our good brother, We Next, aka Dark Skin Brother. Thank you, my good brother. And Cynthia Newman in the building. Greetings, Beatzilla in chat. Salute to you, Cynthia Newman. Thank you for being here on this Friday evening. Appreciate it. And Rhonda Smith, happy anniversary. Thank you, my good sister. I appreciate it. You know, we've been rolling, and I'm like, oh man, forgot, didn't even notice the time. So it's like, oh man, we in October. So thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's my 57th birthday today, so I'm happy to be here. Thank you for being here and happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. I appreciate it. And thank you for hanging out on this good evening. I see Antithesis saluting out Breeze Omega. Did I miss Breeze? Did I miss him in here? Oh, I see Key Prince. There's Key Prince. Key Prince, salute Key Prince in the building. Hey, thank you for being here on this Friday evening. And thank you for being a member, my good sister. Did I miss it? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. At least I ain't came across the brother yet. We got Oyela's Cadence in the building. Salute to you. Salute to you. Thank you for being here. Grand night, everyone. Thank you for being here and being a moderator. And Rhonda Smith is checking in from Cleveland, Ohio. So we got some Ohio folks in the building. Salute, salute. And we got Mary in the building. Salute to you. Salute to you. Yeah, Oyela's Cadence. You've been here for a while too, huh? Didn't even realize it. Yes, indeed. Sister Mary in the building. Salute to you, my good sister. Always a pleasure to have you in the building. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. Right. So, okay. We got everybody in the building. If Breeze Omega's somewhere around here, salute to you, my good brother. I didn't see you in the chat, but yeah, man, if you're tuning in, salute to you, my good brother. Now, where do I want to start? I guess, looking at the week's events, one thing I noticed is with the church, with how things went down Sunday, I've seen some of the evangelicals coming out and rebuking the black church. And let me be quite honest about that. They're not wrong. They're calling out the black church for what they are supporting. And like I can say, I don't believe they are wrong at all. Now, some people might get in their feelings and be like, who are these white folks to tell us? Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, white people, is there something of virtue? I don't like when people start picking and choosing, because let's be honest, it's not just white folks calling them out. And one of the preachers that recently came out, there's a few black preachers. Now, of course, they're not highlighting that. And just notice the things that they're staying away from. Notice the things that the media is staying away from. There is a big to do about the tan woman who might seem to be of the same nationality as her husband Imhoff, in part. More of that than us. Go figure. That would be like the biggest bamboozling scam. But white supremacy loves cruel jokes. And in looking at something that recently came out, I saw that there's a new documentary that they're funding. And it's, promoting Black women in voting rights. Now, when I looked at that, let me check this out. And it's before this woman who did this documentary could thoroughly get into even talking about her documentary, she mentions the women's suffrage movement. I said, well, okay. See, this was starting about Black women. Then when you get to talking about her book, it's about Black and brown women. So, okay. So, in looking at that, I'm like, well, they're going awfully hard now. Notice also it coincides with the fact that everybody is calling out Black men. Black men are misogynistic, and Black men can't support a Black woman, and you don't know how to be a man if you don't know how to support a strong woman. And, that's happening right in the pulpit. So from what we're all seeing, we grew up in the church. We've seen politicians come and give their spiel, but this thing here is something different. Co-signing a political party to say this is a candidate we like, we feel they'll be good for our community. I've seen that growing up, and of course, these politicians never did nothing for the community, but that was the objective of what they came in with. Now, what you're getting is the Black church pushing the Democrat agenda, which is 100% against the word that they push. So it's now turned into a ball of confusion while still looking to be the mechanism of control of the community, which makes no sense. So there are Black preachers that are coming out against these folks. And I'm going to play a little bit of Clarence McClendon. For those of you who might know who he is, Clarence McClendon. I'm going to play a little bit of him. And he's going in and telling the truth. So they're going to try to make it all about this white man. They're not bringing up Clarence McClendon, and they most definitely aren't bringing up Candace Owens. Notice the things they stay away from, because they're gonna, like, already you see Roland Martin did a whole video on the white preacher, Jimmy Swaggart's son. He didn't have nothing to say about this.
You don't have to like me. When you preach the word of God, you're being called biased and you're looking at me, amening me, but you are voting for the very people who put these policies into operation. And then you wonder why your children can't get off drugs and why your boy doesn't know whether he's a boy or a girl anymore, because you invited people into hierarchies who are under the spirit of witchcraft. Doesn't matter what party you're in. If you are doing things that stop the anointing from operating, if you are going against the basic principles of the Word of God, I cannot vote for you, no matter what color you are. You don't have to like me. Hear me very clearly. Kamala Harris will not get my vote.
Now, is Dr. McClendon uneducated? Is he misinformed? He can't vote for that woman because of his own personal convictions. What is it that she tells y'all? Oh, that's right. You can set aside your beliefs and set down your religion. This is what she pushes. For y'all folks over there with that black church, I don't know what y'all doing, but I will tell you this. She sure pissed off them Catholics. And I don't think, see, here's the thing. I'm watching these, here's the problems with having tethers in the media. They don't know these people like we do. So I'm watching tethers on the news flounder because they don't have the grounding we have. As much as they can cosplay, as old as Joy Reid is and has been here, there are just certain things they can never understand. And it shows. They can't understand why, no matter how much they put on a Trump, why are people still rolling on him? Like, why are they fooling with this guy? Because this is America. And I guess you have gotten hemmed up in the throes of the delusion of the Obama fantasy, and you really did not understand what this place is. And so going back to our basic understanding, if you don't understand how white supremacy really works, everything else will confuse you. I can't put it to you any simpler. And you don't know these folks like we do. And so watching these tethers on the news flounder is hilarious. They just can't figure it out. Well, maybe, and that's why whoever is giving them advice, we have tethers advising an anchor baby on black and white America. You're not going to win. That's not a recipe for winning. Have a bunch of gay dudes trying to relate to straight men makes no sense. We are not responsible for your bad package. You are. This is a Democrat problem. On top of that, this is democracy, democracy, democracy. You were installed after a coup of getting out the other guy who wasn't winning. And then all of a sudden, it's black men's fault. The DNC's presidential campaign has been categorically disastrous, and somehow it's black men's fault. Nancy Pelosi could cause a whole coup, oust a president, and say, yeah, you ain't running no more, Joe. You out. It's Kamala's turn. And no, we're not going to let anybody else vote for her or vote for anybody else either. It's just going to be hers. That's not democracy. The same people who we got to take their guns and we got to have a gun ban. Why are we hearing about gun bans now? And the severity of guns and more guns. We're not hearing anything about guns and the things we have to do about guns. And this gun, boy, these guns are out of control. Nothing. Whole kid just whacked this family up the way in Seattle here. They'll talk about guns. Ooh, boy, what a tragedy. But you know, I guess complexion for the protection and the religion for the silence. Now they did put the names out because the internet did, but they sure weren't releasing those names. Now, like I said, up where they were, it was about a 99.98% chance that they weren't black. So, and as things turned out, they definitely were not. 15-year-old whacked out the whole family. And if my information is correct, what I'm hearing, I was under the impression that this was a 15-year-old boy, but my understanding now is it's actually a 15-year-old girl that did this. And the one kid that survived, I guess they played dead. And so, yeah, this is a female shooter, a white female shooter, to my understanding. Wow. No wonder they're keeping this. And this story is going nowhere. You delete your whole family, man. At 15 years old, they trying to send. Remember the girl from Kaylee, whatever, the white girl that got in the fight and lost horribly, and they over to charge that 15-year-old girl as an adult. This little girl wiped out her whole family and has like quite a few deletion charges pending, and they haven't decided if they're going to charge her as an adult or not. I guess we'll find out Tuesday. We'll keep an eye on this. Oh Lord. Oh, hold on real quick, family. Hold on real quick. All right. I'm back. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah. Now I'm glad you said that, Mary. How are you going to miss the Al Smith? See, this is something I'm thinking about with Kamala Harris. There's a few issues. One of the other things that I'm surprised. This goes to show how deep the media is really protecting this woman and really trying to make her something. Y'all realize that India is like one of the largest Muslim countries in the world? While she is pro-Israel, I could see why there's not a lot of Indians around her. Because, it's like I said, there's a lot of Muslims in India. It's a big religion. More than Buddhist, I believe. You got Hindu and because their numbers of Muslims are increasing by like major, like a 43% increase. So just looking at the dynamics of her people. And here's the other thing. You're talking about Muslims and Hindus. Those are the two main religions around her. And somehow now she's in the black church. Oh, well, yes, because I went to this Baptist church. So now I'm finna go over here. If she's not trying to pass herself off as a foundational Black American, why is she doing all of that? To say, oh, well, she's Black. You could say she is Jamaican Indian. So she has Jamaican culture. Let's hear about the Jamaican culture. But what they're doing is over-blacking her. Let's get her into the church. And then you're putting her on us. And one thing I'm seeing that I really don't like, number one, she's married to a white man, a Jewish man, not a Black man. So Black men are not responsible. Jewish men and the Jewish community for that vote Democrat, that's their person right there. She represents that lane. she'll get out here and tell you she's raised children. When she got with Doug Emhoff, his oldest kid was 18 and his youngest was 14. What kids was she raising that already have a mother? These are the different type of deals that goes on with this woman. And she has no connection to anything. And somehow no one sees her as dangerous. Y'all want to vote in a woman to whom you have no idea what is on her mind. Because she goes through great lengths to avoid taking a stance. And for the stances that she has taken, she's flip-flopped. And it's being put on Black people. There's a reason why now I see the why they are doubling down on the Democratic Misandry Noir. And it's because that's where they've invested. But I had to see why. That's why this broadcast, we are going to walk through a few things, and we're going to go back and look at our history in American voting. And the one thing that these tethers can't understand is how the white supremacists work. And you know, they'll sit up there and be like, well, you know, he's a fascist and he's this and he's that. They don't care. And you're telling Black folks like as if we don't know who these people are. Yeah, we do. And these people be like, oh man, aren't you scared? You are. You are definitely scared. And then, hey man, how about when like Trump always brings up, you know, the fact that she's not Black, man. You know, he always repeats it. And like I said, the lie that they will tell. The lie that they will tell. For those of you who were not here at the very beginning of this broadcast, let me play, because I had some time today, so I'm gonna replay this clip that I played at the very opening, because I see by the numbers, a lot of you weren't here yet. So, with that being said, let me start with this.
We all know she's not Black. Let's understand that. We are all clear of that. But my point of view, and like I told you earlier, she's already been there. She's in office right now.
Some voters, though, might ask, you've been in the White House for 4 years. You were vice president, not the president. But why wasn't any of that done for the last 4 years?
Well, there was a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done. There's a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done.
Now notice my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready to drop bombs, but I keep on forgetting. Somebody who was raised in the middle class. She worked at McDonald's when she was in college to pay her expenses. She did not pretend to work at McDonald's when it was closed. This is somebody who believes in the values that built this country. And she is as prepared as any nominee for president has ever been. That's who Kamala is.
Okay,
again,
that's a fair point. She's not unqualified.
She's qualified. Okay. You just might think she's going to make the wrong choices. My next point, that she's not Black.
Listen,
the next point, that she's not.
Guys, I need to. Now, Marco, jump in. We're running out of time. Candice has to go.
Is the biggest point.
Okay, go on, make your big point quickly.
Let's talk about her Blackness, please. Talk about the Black experience.
Real quick. Two quick points.
Quick, Mark, quick, because Candice has to go.
the black.
We all know she's not black. Let's understand that. We are all clear of that. But my point of view is, like I told you earlier, she's already been there. She's in office right now.
And so when people try to make her blackness the thing about Trump did not present that. We did. So you can't keep running out there. She's a black woman. She's a black woman. She's a black woman. She's a black woman. We don't see her that way. And so, no, it's not any kind of misogyny for her, because you just heard black women tell you they ain't rocking with her. Not to mention, this is somebody who Hillary Clinton herself is really promoting we might have to lock up people because they're so-called misinformation. And we know what misinformation is. That says, oh, you're talking that empowerment out of control of us. We want to stop that and possibly put some charges on you, because we already know. Now, let's be clear. We talking about a person who's hanging around Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. Like, legitimately. And so there's a reason why they want to keep her from the public, because truth be told, whoever asks Kamala how she feels about this, because she's always around the woman so much.
These people on, they are often connected to big drug cartels. They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
And then laws came with that. And for some reason, people are forgetting the relationship with these. And here's the thing. You want us, out of all of these years with the people that you are showing us, to vote for a damn prosecutor. It's like going full circle. Why would anybody in their right mind do that? For what? It's no benefit to us. And, you know, so just going back through the things, because like I said, I like to sometimes you just got to take it slow and analyze everything that's happening and remember some of the things of the past and say, hey, they trying to pull a fast one here. Because again, with the party, think of how they coming out talking about Donald Trump. He's a fascist. He's a fascist. What the hell, the super predator? And you're doing it. We got to get these people. We got to bring them to heel. That's not fascism. And the same person talking that then is talking censorship and locking up people for misinformation. But he's a dictator and he's trying to be all of this and that. Are you kidding? That's what I'm saying. Well, how the hell can we trust these people? Because truth be told, oftentimes people like that are just really projecting. So are they forecasting what they really want to do and just blaming Trump because he is in obstacle of them doing it? I don't know. Or maybe some of y'all might be, well, Hillary Clinton, she's apologized. Hillary Clinton might have said some kind words in somewhat slight retraction in a controlled environment. But, you know, when you're put on the spot, this is what really shows the truth. And it also shows the real Johnny on the spot disdain for Black America.
South Carolina became the first state with body cameras. There's more work to be done, but got to lay down these markers. You got to build toward common sense gun reform, criminal justice reform, and all the like. So I think we've got we've got somebody saying here, we have to bring them
apologize for mass incarceration.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
I'm not a super predator, Hillary Clinton.
Okay, fine, we'll talk about it.
Apologize to Black people for mass incarceration.
Well, can I talk? And then maybe you can listen to what I say. Okay, nice. Thank you very much. There's a lot of issues in this campaign. The very first speech that I gave back in April was about criminal justice reform and about
predators.
You're being rude.
This is not appropriate. Predators.
This is not appropriate. Yeah, do you want to hear the facts? You just want to talk.
I know that you called black youth predators in 1994. Please explain the record. Explain it to us. You owe black people an apology.
Well,
Excuse us. That's inappropriate.
If you will give me a chance to talk, I'll tell your side.
Now, real quick, let's go through something here. Something that's happening, and I want y'all to just listen to the people in the background, because when y'all be talking about, man, the Republicans and the MAGA, the extreme this and extreme that, man, what about the Central Park 5? Do you hear? These are Democrats right here. What are they doing to this woman who is saying she's not a super predator? We are not super predators. You owe black people an apology. It's not appropriate. Now's not the time. You're trespassing. Tell me nothing about who's racist and who's extreme and all of that garbage. Do you hear what they talking right now with all Democrats sitting up in here? Man, now's not the time. Shh, shh. Man, you're interrupting all of this great speech with all of her real truths. These ain't no allies, man. But they will, sure enough, have you come over there and put your neck on the lawn. Man, you need to get out there and do this. But see, the same woman that they and the same party that had all them emails talking about don't offer black folks nothing. She can't even offer an apology. But my point is, these other folks around here.
Justice reform and about predators.
You're being rude. This is what Democrats think of black folks. I just, especially for the black feminists, if you're watching, understand that like when you guys do the whole woman thing, it only benefits the other people. And they will absolutely use you as a mule to get what they need. And that was something that I'm looking back at with this voting rights history. White women have been using y'all for a minute. And you know how they continuously do it? Through the gender divide. Every time black women and men get together and come in to fight for something, we get it done. Every time they start looking to separate after that, black folks do something, then we got to start separating them. So what are they doing now? I guess they being proactive before they actually got to cut a check. Let's hear some more.
This is not appropriate.
This is not appropriate. You call black people super predators. This is not appropriate. Why don't you want them addressing it? You feel what I'm saying? Why not address it?
Yeah. You want to hear the facts and just want to talk.
I know that you called black youth predators in 1994. Please explain the record. Explain it to us. You owe black people an apology.
Excuse us. That's inappropriate.
And you hear him again. Excuse us. This is inappropriate. Dealing with what the harm this woman has caused. Because see, super predators just wasn't a word. Super predator became laws. And people talk about, well, you guys ain't heavy on this. Let's be clear. Kamala Harris is telling you that it made sense to her to go after parents for children's truancy because somehow she related truancy to crime, when in all actuality, it was about money. and budget. And that's how she sat up there and targeted black folks for the money of the state. And somehow you got to look at her record. Are you kidding? I see what this is. And this is why it ain't just Kamala Harris. The Democrats have a problem, because this is your relationship with Black America. We don't have time to listen to your problems, but be the base. But we could sit up here and literally put a target on your back, but be our base. And we ain't even going to say, do you want to listen to me? This is how they feel about us. Do not confuse don't confuse the tan Caucasian for care.
Give me a chance to talk. I'll counter something.
Here they come. Come get around.
You know what? Nobody's ever asked me before. You're the first person to ask me, and I'm happy to.
BS. You know, you're the first person to ever ask me, then what kind of company do you keep, Hillary? What kind of company do you keep then? No one's ever asked me that before. You want us to vote for these type of folks? There's a reason why. See, we're talking about turning the page. We have to turn the page from these type of folks, and you can't be still rocking with them.
To address it, but you are the first person to ask me here. Okay, back to the issues.
So back to the issues.
The issues that
Wow. So back to the issues. Fair use. Back to the issues, huh? So what she said is not an issue, and everybody else deems it inappropriate to bring up because, you know, Black folks should just automatically be targeted and insulted. And then when it's time to come get something from Black America, don't talk about how you were done. That's inappropriate. No, just come here and blindly give us your support. I don't know how much more they could call you an N-word without calling you an N-word. I mean, again, what are we talking about here? They ousted this dude.
Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now, not out of a liberal instinct for love, brother, and humanity, although I think that's a good instinct, but for simple, pragmatic reasons. If
these people believe Black folks aren't even fit for love, I don't know how you could push them on Black America. I just don't get it. This is who you'll push on Black America? And so now you want us to take this person's understudy, who supposedly has fresh new ideas, or are they just younger with longer time to inflict more harm from the same people? At some point, you say, we're going forward. Then someone explain to me, how is this forward? The same people are right there. So what's new? All we know is, and it could come in kind words, it could come in a smile. Only reason why they talking about the Black voters because they know they're losing it. All of this time, no one wanted to talk about Black folks, what a Black agenda was. And now well, let's piece together this black agenda for black men. And it ain't really that. It ain't really that at all. How much more would Ice Cube's plan for Black America make sense right now?
If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets. Wow. That society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
Do you hear what they just said? You hear what this man just told you? We can create the problem that causes this community harm. Now let us make an industry out of that said harm by further inflicting harm, calling ourselves fixing the problem. And what he's telling you is don't feel bad about doing it with malice. And so from this, let's hire a prosecutor, the top cop, who her relationship to black people is to find a way to prosecute black people. What's changing? What am I missing? And say, well, you stupid and this and that. No, I'm hearing them very loud and clearly. What's changed from this? Does she feel differently than this? Because this is who she was working for. And up until this day, this man hasn't apologized to us for this. But he comes out now out of his mouth, I'd like to apologize to what tribe? To tribe. It's been too long. So he damn near falling asleep trying to even apologize to them. We did your kids this way. But never an apology to Black America.
They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
And because you did that, we are rewarding you with no votes. Because obviously we weren't what you said we were. And we're such a voting bloc right now that they have to talk about the couch as a candidate. The people that staying at home, will they vote for Trump? Or see, they don't even talk about the third party candidates, really. The couch gets mentioned more than more than Jill Stein. The couch most definitely gets mentioned more than Cornel West. I mean, let's keep it 1,000. The couch gets mentioned more than Cornel West. If you listen to mainstream news, they will most definitely mention the couch before they mention Cornel West. I guess to them, for all intents and purposes, a vote for Cornel West is basically a vote for the couch. You know, and I know some people voting for Cornel West, and then some people going to vote for Jill Stein. Some people probably just going to write in the couch or write themselves in or non-committed, which I ain't mad at. I ain't mad at all. But whichever way you do, don't be swindled, don't be bamboozled. And if you are sitting up here talking about, man, Trump is this and Trump is racist and this and that, don't forget these folks. Don't forget these people. Ain't they just as gone? So let me see. Where do I want to go? You know what? I want to go to tap in with this little story here because I didn't get a chance to kind of chime Pierce thing. So for those who know, follow me on X. Wendell Pierce made a post criticizing Obama. You know, and we had to get at him. We definitely had to get at him. In antithesis with the super chat, the couch got my vote. I know that's right. Thank you for the super chat, my good brother. I appreciate it. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Thank you for the super chat. Antithesis. I know the couch, man, and they have to mention the couch as a viable candidate. That's crazy. That part is crazy. But this Wendell Pierce brother, the actor, you know, he ran out there and said something to Obama, or said, you know, in response to Obama's chastisement of black men. And, you know, this is how you know the grassroots are being watched. And this is who the powers that be are really combating. So many people with platforms chimed in on this. He, however, is the one platform, the one profile on X that got a lot of the grassroots, especially our little section over here. You understand what I'm saying? So his particular tweet, obviously, the DNC was like, this one's a problem. And so he got that call. And when I saw this, I was like, wow. They made this dude walk it all the way back.
Now. And a mutual contact, you know, said that he wants to speak. I want to speak to him. I didn't offer it as a strategist in a room saying, hey, what is the best messaging for black men? I have focused the past 6 weeks of going around the country with a barbershop campaign.
Because, you know, all black men are in the barbershop. And, you know, if you're not in the barbershop, then you're not a black man, because black men will be in the barbershop because that's where black men congregate. Clearly, right? That's the only place you're going to be able to find black men, is at the barbershop. And don't get me wrong. Now, there's a lot of time, but what about the bald head brothers? You know, it just seems to me that you know, that there we go. Hold on. Here we go. That a barbershop tour is kind of geared toward just a certain demographic, but that is not going to be overall reaching, or, you know, reaching in mass to black men.
Right? Going to barbershops to talk to black men, since I heard this every election cycle, they always say that black men are siphoned off. And I found the most effective way to communicate to the men in those gatherings was saying, what do you want? Vote.
Oh, wow. What a novel idea to say, hey, what do you want for your vote? The position on even how this is being presented is amazing. But the fact that they got at him so quick. Obama calls this dude, hey, now, you know, they tell me that, you know, that your tweet is kind of catching fire. It's catching fire for the wrong reasons. Now, you think you can just go ahead and tweet anything on out about me and it'll be okay. But see, what you don't understand, it's not okay, because I'm Barack Obama. And, you know, you just go out there and say something, and, you know, recklessly, then I have to come and check it and see. What you need to do is you need to get on CNN and you're going to go clean it up. And if you want to keep working in this business, you will not cross me again. Now, next time when it comes to me, watch him out. Now, so now look at how this dude, look at his posture. What is this dude? Is this dude fresh off of getting cussed out?
For what you want, declare what your values are, and then go out and make the choice on that. Don't consider my candidate or the other candidate. Vote for what you want. And I found it to be effective. What they would say is, what are you doing here? This is the first time someone came and asked that of me.
It's funny though, because the thing that I posted on his timeline was, well, wow, brother, you're actually guilty of doing the exact same thing, of chastising. Because if y'all remember, they interviewed him at the DNC and he was talking about how black men shouldn't be. He basically was saying the exact same thing. And then he said, well, I don't think that was the most effective way. Well, wow, that's funny because you're guilty of the exact same thing. Now, Wendell, you're lucky Michelle's not here. Michelle would have cut you. You're going to get on CNN. You're going to make this right.
And so I was saying simply, that's not the way to get to folks. What I've experienced in the past 6 weeks is the facts. Folks want to see, what have you delivered?
Did he acknowledge that it was not delivered the right way?
We actually didn't get into which was better or if it was criticism.
Oh, because he called you as now, Wendell, I don't need anybody questioning what I say. Now I say what I said. It's going to be that way. Now, I don't need you getting out changing from the message. You keep on messaging. Black men need to listen. And if black men don't listen, then black men are misogynists. You understand, Wendell? Black men are misogynists. If they don't vote for Kamala Harris, if Kamala doesn't get the vote, then I want you to go out there and you say black men are misogynists. If you don't, we'll be working them on. Hollywood phones going to stop ringing. You get out there and do what old Barry needs you to do. Abby Phillips, look at the way she's looking at him. Like, oh, poor Wendell. You have to come on here and just tuck your tail. Poor guy. Let's not forget this guy's an actor, by the way.
It was saying that we were on the same page. We just wanted to clear it. We wanted to make sure that we were on the same page and that.
Yeah, because we just want to make sure we're on the same page. And by on the same page, meaning you do what I say. And that stuff you said at the DNC, now that was on point. Now, why are you changing up right now, brother? Oh boy, oh boy. This, yeah, the energy that this is like, man, did I do good, boss? I hope this is good enough. I mean, we didn't really talk if it was insulting or not. I mean, we didn't really talk about it. I mean, he hit me up about it, but we just really wanted to make sure that we was on the same page. And what was the need for the conversation in the first place then? I mean, really? I just wasn't sure. I mean, just we need to make sure we're on the same page. What do he need to make sure he on the same page with you for? You kidding? He hit me. Barack Obama took the time to call you just to make sure that y'all was on the same page. Now, look, you little B-something actor, if you don't want to mess around and be an F, you better go ahead and get back on CNN and you're going to make it good. Don't you ever get out there second guess Barry. This dude down here looked depressed.
We wanted to reach out to folks, and I think it's just a matter of messaging one way or the other, and that the focus shouldn't be on the criticism or what is perceived as criticism or what is perceived as the right way or the wrong way to get to black men. It's the first thing is to approach and engage black men, accept the challenge, and get out the vote.
I mean,
yeah. See, that tells that when I seen that right there, I was like, oh, okay. So what he told you was, no, now we're going to stay with the black man negative thing. So if Kamala loses, we're going to blame black men because black men are misogynist. And what we need to do is we need to get out here and start talking about reparations for everybody else. Now, I'm going to go ahead and roll out Joe Biden. He's going to go out and apologize to the Indians for 150 years of something. And then he's going to go out there, have coherently and say what he needs to say. Now, you get up there and you make sure that everybody knows Barack Obama and Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton, we want a gender divide. And if you don't give us a gender divide, you might be out of a job. Telling you. And I like I said, I went back just looking through history. It's like, well, where was this relevant? And it's like, oh, I see some things. There's a couple of things that are relevant. And there's a reason why they do not like Marcel's position. It's very pertinent, actually. More relevant than we probably first thought. But we're talking about status. And when you get into status, there's historical reference. Lo and behold, coincides with voting. So, yeah, we're going to get there. But first, Abby Phillips was. So did he say anything? You think they're going to apologize to black men in America? Are you out of your mind? No. When they knew what they said when they said it. Now, it's just the reality of the matter. You know what? Where do I need to go? I'm going to go to... I'm gonna go to back. We're heading back to CNN, but Stacey Abrams actually chimed in on this point.
Do you agree that black men who are not voting for Harris and who didn't vote for you, as the pastor sees it, are misogynist? As he said, misogyny is still real in our community.
I would say, number one, I know it's a shock to everyone, but sexism remains real and a very pertinent issue. But I want us to be really clear that Kamala Harris is doing very well with black men. Black men are the second strongest cohort of Democratic voters. What we're seeing, though, is that she is showing them due respect by actually speaking to their issues. And those issues differ from other cohorts. I'm not quite certain why there is this panic about black men voting. They vote. In fact, they vote more than their counterparts in any other community for Democrats. However, we do have to acknowledge that there is sexism, there is racism, there are challenges in our electorate, and that's why it's so important that Kamala Harris is going everywhere and talking to everyone. She respects voters, she meets them where they are, and she refuses to be...
You know, the crazy thing about that is black folks weren't even mentioned until the numbers were actually showing them the truth. I'm sorry, but hey, big head is not getting, like, we're not jumping out the window. Hey, big head. I know I really wasn't going to mention y'all, but hey, I kind of need y'all now. You help a sister out.
Told that she has lost a cohort, lost a community simply because she's different. The best candidates recognize that you win by meeting people where they are, and Kamala Harris is doing that every single day, and we'll keep doing it for the next 14 days until we get to Election Day.
Yeah, if only that were actually true, though, because she's really not. You understand? She really is not. I see Silla T in the building. Silla T in the building. Salute to you. Thank you for being here. Yes, couch is really looking good. Collard greens, homemade banana pudding, macaroni and cheese, and candied yams. And watch this crazy election. There we go. Yeah, now there is a couch night plan right there. Yes, indeed. And Judah Queen said Tulsa, Oklahoma survivors never received an apology and reparations. Facts. And still getting denied that, by the way. But here comes, but here he come. Hey, what's going on? The Atavis, what's going on, man? Over on X. I see you, my good brother. Thank you for being here. Yes, indeed. We got anybody else from X? Oh, I see In the Mix Radio. What's going on? In the Mix Radio. No tangibles, no vote. I know that's right. Yes, indeedy. See if I get everybody. Think so. Hey. Okay. Oh, we got Darren Grand, my fellow Portland brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right here in the town. You already know. Stacy smelling that sick. Hey, Cabby, looking like a man. You know, something about and Sister Mary. Hey, Miriam in the building. What's going on, Sister Miriam? Thank you for being here as well. Salute to you. Good to see you in the building. Yeah, with Stacy, what's up with them oversized suits she be wearing? Like she be really in this sporting them oversized suits. Like, and Kamala does that too. Now we'll say I'm really shocked that they haven't got her a better stylist. I mean, all of that money they spent on Sarah Palin, granted they took all of her stuff straight back to the stove. That was cold how they did Sarah Palin, but I mean, why ain't they giving her the clothing budget like a Sarah Palin? Because Sarah Palin was vice president. Kamala Harris is running for president. Whoever's getting her these oversized pantsuits needs to be fired, man. It's like, who is dressing these women? It's like, and if you guys got like gay male stylists, they must not like you. They just must not like you, because anybody would let you go out there looking like that. Kamala Harris's suits be looking like they straight off the rack. Like she went straight to J.C. Penney's and got her a power pantsuit. But what's so crazy, and it's like, oh, they're not tailored because she's so short, so the jacket's too big. I mean, it looks weird. Crew Reality said Hillary is dressing Kamala. It's just too much, man. Oh, okay. So another tidbit. From my understanding, the questions on the town hall for Kamala Harris were like they already had the questions arranged. And now, because I was hearing that before. Now, I don't know if they changed that format at the last minute, but leading up to the town hall, it was supposed to have already been prearranged questions. Now, what we ended up seeing could be different. But we saw word salad. We see Democrats talking about word salad. And then you got Van Jones trying to clean up word salad. Like, hey, you know, I think she did good. No, Van, she didn't. And it's really starting to look bad out here for her, man. And where do I want to go? Because I'm going to hit a little bit of that town hall. Do I want that one? Where am I at? There's a question. I'm going to make sure I get, because there's an interview here which was very interesting too. Okay. Okay, we'll go here. I'll start with the Palestine question.
staying on the couch, not voting at all because of this issue.
Let's get it back in here. Okay.
What do you say to voters who are thinking about supporting a third-party candidate or staying on the couch, not voting at all because of this issue?
I am not going to deny the strong feelings that people have. I don't know that anyone who has seen the images who would not have strong feelings about what has happened, much less those who have relatives who have died and been killed. And I know people and have talked with people. So I appreciate that. But I also do know that for many people, they also care about our democracy and not having a president of the United States who admires dictators and is a fascist. They also care from a leader who is willing to work across the aisle on behalf of the American people and not themselves. They want understanding that we're not.
Did you hear that twice? She is so pro-abortion that within her rant, she circulates back. Well, the right to your body. And then again, in the right to your body. Did she just make two references to abortion? Mind you, again, this question is about people and their feeling towards Palestine and about her, being kind of pro-genocide over there. It's funny too. They allowed people to try to say that there was an apartheid state. I guess that was the problem with Ta-Nehisi Coates' book. And I was going to do a little bit on that too, because I seen something in that Ta-Nehisi Coates interview on CBS where my man was going back and forth with him, because basically they don't want you to acknowledge Palestine because it'll humanize the Palestinians, but also take the blinders and the veil off of them. And for all intents and purposes, some people could say they have a lot to hide. So anything that would allude to, especially a Black American having more understanding of this type of oppression, that bothers the powers that be. For those who understand what I'm saying, that bothers the powers that be. So they got to roll these folks out here to start disrupting Black unity. And pretty much everything you're seeing right now that's going to be coming from the left and the right is all about preventing Black unity. So they have to force feed a gender divide. That's why there's no apology to Black America. You understand what I'm saying? That there's not going to be an apology to Black America. What is Google doing? What is they doing? Okay, we're doing something funny. Okay, I guess we're good. Hopefully I'm not frozen or anything. Are we good? Why am I looking like that? Okay, I see why. Make sure it looks better. Okay, it looks better. Okay, back to this.
Not trying to change anyone's belief.
3 times a reference to abortion within a conversation about something else. Maybe that's part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's an issue, and it just doesn't seem like that's really sinking into her. Now let's see. There's some other. She had Okay, so she had an interview with on NBC with Haley Jackson, and she was asked about religious exemptions. See, here's another part for us. So, say Catholic, Mormon, Christian surgeon, OBGYN or doctor, if you will, and they are in the lane that they want a religious exemption from performing certain procedures, such as what this woman is pushing on everybody. And what she is saying right here, so see, Miss Freedom, let's hear about religious freedom.
What concessions would be on the table? Religious exemptions, for example, is that something that you would consider?
I don't think we should be making concessions when we're.
So in the process of saying fundamental freedom, she's saying we should not make religious concessions. But you have fundamental freedom to delete a baby, but not to decline to delete one. The fact that people don't feel that this woman is coming in absolute evil, I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, what are y'all seeing when you hear her?
Republicans like, for example, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, who would back something like this on a Democratic agenda if, in fact, Republican people. Is that not an option for you?
I'm not going to engage in hypotheticals.
So for those of you who are like, oh, you guys are taking it out of context and all of this and blah, blah, blah. No. Well, nobody is. She has no respect for your religion. None. And she will use everybody's religion to get what she wants. Y'all don't know what religion she serves, what God she serves. Y'all let that woman in your church and had your members praying for this woman. And you don't know the God she serves. But I keep telling y'all, it's very clear. She is telling you who she serves. She's serving up the doctrine of innocent blood shedding. I don't understand. Is this world that far gone? I mean, because realistically, we're running on death. And it's make no mistake that this election is just less than 7 days after Halloween. I mean, Crew Reality says she is bewitched and an agent of evil. And she doesn't even flinch. Like Shay Pierre lies. We used to think the Red Witch was a solid liar, but boy, Shay Pierre, ice cold in the veins liar, boy. Shay Pierre is steal from you and help you go look for it. She a cold liar right there, boy. I don't know what happened. Ladies, don't have no friend like her. You lucky that she ain't straight. Like, oh yeah, you ain't had a friend whose man you ain't slept with, huh? You know these kind of, you can't. This is all do what thou wilt with them. We know them types. Some of us have been around them type of folk. Let me see. Let's go here.
Do you believe that transgender Americans should have access to gender affirming care in this country?
I believe we should follow the law. I mean, I think you're probably pointing to the fact that Donald Trump's campaign has spent tens of millions of dollars.
They're trying to define you on this.
Yes,
I'm asking
yeah.
you to define yourself, though. Just broadly speaking, what is your value? Do you believe they should have that access?
I believe that people, as the law states, even on this issue about federal law, that.
And people want to know why nobody is really rocking with her. Are you hearing the non-answers, time wasting? What do you believe, ma'am? That's all we need to know. What do you believe? Well, you know, the phlegm to the phlegm, phlegm to the phlegm, you know, green eggs and ham.
That is a decision that doctors will make in terms of what is medically necessary. I'm not going to put myself in the position of a doctor.
What's medical necessary? What would be medically necessary about getting a sex change in prison? Where's the medical necessity? Then she puts something else out there that brings up even another question and then doesn't answer anything. Necessity? What? What necessity? Oh, Lordy me. Okay, so let's see where we're going to go next. I think I've heard enough of Kamala. I've heard about as much as I can take of her voice today. So let's hear. Oh, yeah, by the way, Beyonce is, I guess, officially now endorsed Kamala Harris. So late in the game with this being so close, guess you can go ahead and count it good as lost. Unless, you know, hey, man, maybe it's 2 strikes and a hit. Could be. Could not be. So also there was a little piece that what's this? MSNBC did, talking to black voters and seeing how black voters feel. I played a little bit of that clip, but I want to go play a little more of this because this is a mixed room of individuals. Obviously, I believe they are Trump supporters. But I'm glad that there's people representing, you know, versus because, you know, we have black conservatives and MAGA, whatnot. They be out there like, man, ain't no racism in America. No, we don't need no coons talking. We need black Americans that will call out white supremacy, talking conservative business. And understand, you know, because there's too many of those folks, man. Well, we don't need to talk about race and this. You're a tether if you're talking that. Because you have lied to yourself and believed something that is not true. And I would say, if you do not understand, bring yourself to Portland, Oregon, and come get yourself educated. Because there's a lot of people that think like that, and then they move here for a little time, and then they move away because then they realize the truth. Like, damn, these people are racist. No, where you're going, it's just that you see it in a different manner. But this is the home of how you actually see how they are. You'll come here, if you're a diehard Democrat, you might get turned into something else. I mean, now granted, ignorance is bliss, and they have a lot of ignorance and bliss for you here because this is very heavy laden with boule, folks. You know, they got the whole training system here. Ain't no HBCU, but we got all of this boule stuff around us. Ain't near HBCU out here on the West Coast. Most definitely not in Portland, Oregon. But boy, heavy up in here. But with that being said, let me play a little bit of this and hear from the people about what they want.
What are your feelings? And let me start with the women here about Kamala Harris.
She's a woman of color. I'm not putting her down because of I'm not a feminist, so I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, I don't think that she has the personality. I don't think that she has what it takes to go up against Putin and go up against these other presidents that are.
And she most definitely won't be able to do it cackling and laughing and not answering a direct question. That's another thing. Prove to us that you can step into those positions. Because again, you want to be at the helm. That is every American's safety at jeopardy. If you're over here, nobody wants to see that. And those men ain't going to take you serious because understand something. This feminism thing only plays here. That doesn't travel. So like that, like, you know, the one sister that went over there to Dubai and thought that they could go over there and do that. You better honor where you at. So this type of thing, you know, they think it goes on the road. It does not. So what they are under, this is a person with practical sense and saying, hey, we need somebody, man or woman, that represents solid stance and solid strength. And Kamala Harris represents neither. And we're not, this ain't the stage for feel good and fantasy. We need functionality and consistency. And what she is again, neither.
Are built for this. I don't want to be scared because my president is scared. I want my president to feel
gender, right? Like, do you think it matters that she's a woman and people aren't having a womanship role?
Let me ask you something. When do y'all remember an American presidential candidate that you could consider to be a overt beta male? Who is that guy? Because to say that it must be an issue with women, no, it's an issue of strength. Because here's the point. Where are the beta males? And I see somebody in my comment, there's no such thing as beta and alpha males. And this, it doesn't exist in mammals. It's not just going to stop around us. I will say this political science in college generation and a lot of y'all college educated, there's a lot of college educated idiots that have taken philosophy as a lifestyle. And they haven't even tested. Like you're going off a bunch of theories and then like ignore history, which makes no sense. That's why I always know when tethers are talking, because there's like there's no connection to this. If you're around my age, there should be some kind of connection to the 70s and 80s. And the things that went on, especially in our culture around that time. Come around talking to us, not knowing. Man, I could say a few names and some people probably would be like, who's that? While we know exactly who we're talking about. Arthur Ashe. I would say, tell me who that is. And if I'm asking to a tether, you ain't got time to Google. You clearly not us. Clearly not us. You know? I mean, shoot. Who Flojo? Devin Haley? Right off the rip. Like, who Flojo? And for some of these folks, yes, indeed. Who's James Cleveland? They'd be like, who? You know, when they tell us all of our influences came from this and came from that, and it came from Africa, it came from the Congo, it came from Ghana, it came from It's like, come on now. Otherwise, black. Zilla is inarguably the whitest state in the union and knows more about Black American freedmen than a tethered board in Atlanta or Chicago. Facts. Mary, gospel singer. Facts. Man, let me tell you, I said University of White Supremacy, but man, we're very fortunate up here. I mean, because really, legitimately, who would think that in this little place, our African Studies course was created by Dr. John Henrik Clark? So yeah, we man, I will say we have absolutely been spoiled when it comes to Black history and the Black scholars. I don't know what the tie is here with Portland, but some way they make their way through here. For those who don't know, Dr. Joy DeGruy is from here. So I mean, we definitely have been spoiled. Like I say, University of White Supremacy, most definitely, but our small community, man, just it is so rich with Black history. It ain't funny. Going back to, I mean, because a lot of the people that came out here had to leave the South, you know, because some of us hail from folks who said, not today, and things went another way, and you got to leave the South now. Time to come out west, because it's not going to be too long before torches and trucks are headed out your way. So, you know, there's a lot of folks out here that's why we out here. You know, and salute to all of these families out here that had to do that. Now, let's get back to Alex Wagner.
They love their mothers. They love their wives. So as a woman, most men, they the education to really run America because she don't have the experience. She don't understand our struggles. And for me to believe you for another 4 years, you're crazy. Right. Like you're crazy. You're saying the same thing that you said 4 years ago.
So the fact that she's the vice president.
Here's the thing, and I salute to y'all sisters and brothers in this particular piece, because one thing that I'm glad it got on a mainstream medium, because they'll never like put no sounds from a space or anything major. So this is about the closest that we'll get on mainstream from this perspective. But the perspective they're pushing is the fact that Black America genuinely does not feel connected to Kamala Harris. It absolutely, crew. My wife has been saying it from day one. Can't stand it because she's a Black woman. And she's like, there's nothing about the woman. Supernat's back. There's nothing about this Black woman, or well, this woman is like the Black women in my family. And I have to agree, nothing me alike. Like I said, for my grandma, my mom's mom, that woman would have never been able to walk in my house. And especially her husband. Hey, nope. You guys can wait on the porch. My grandma was real about that. Very real about that. You know, and I that's a lot of things about our upbringing. Boy, we, again, like I said, we were spoiled. So we had a lot of old country folk here. Put it to you like this. You know how y'all live in these cities with a lot of Black folks, so y'all have like barbecue restaurants and soul food restaurants? When I was growing up here, there was no such thing, just churches. church was selling plates on the weekend. Different churches would have whatever going on. So the churches here were your go-to barbecue spot. So whoever was cooking over here, and you knew, just because of the connection of the city, who was who. But I think the first barbecue spot I remember is Brother McCullough, which is Farmer John's. That's the very first barbecue restaurant I could think of, and we really have not had many in this town. Not owned by us. There's some people who came here and had some other stuff, but yeah. So we've had Farmer John, Nelson's, Cannon's, Doris, Campbell's. I'm forgetting two more, and they're gone now. My brothers, they didn't last too long. There's one I'm forgetting. Forgive me. Oh, and how could I also forget myself and my bro, Baboos. Wait a minute, how can I leave it? Well, we weren't really a barbecue restaurant. We were more of we made barbecue, but more smoked. So we more smoked because shoot, people come over there, get our chicken, and it's like, yeah, you could save the sauce. I just want this chicken. So we really sold more smoked chicken than barbecue. So when I grew up here, that's how connected our community was, and how we had this country ass transplant of folk right here in the city. So we got to eat good. We got to eat good as children. And for those who don't know, collard greens grow very well here. Collards, turnips, mustards, they grow very well here. So another thing that we have here is our agriculture is crazy. Our agriculture here is crazy. But like I'm saying, I'm going back to these black folks. And as I went off on this tangent, I'm thinking, see, these are the things that they don't have connection to with us, especially these tethers. All of the stuff that I'm talking about right now, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. There's some tethers over here that I don't get it. What is this Akata talking about? Mary said, I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, and my dad just cooked an entire pig for barbecue for my 94-year-old grandma this past weekend for her birthday. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. For sure. They do not know us like that, family. And it's starting to show. So when we start getting into our delineation, how I know a lot of y'all, you can make Tariq spaces. I know he been doing late night, right? Now y'all hear the tethers that try to be pulling fast ones. What do? That always lets people know that they ain't one of us. There's something that they're going to say that's like, it's a little out of character. Like even Charlemagne, God is good. Kamala Harris didn't know the response. Oh, sister girl had all of this black and she was experiencing from the culture. And you could simply say God is good, and that's something she didn't know the response to. I'll never forget when Tariq was talking to some dudes who sounded white in the space. I was like, he was going through some, I'm black. Okay, well, let me try this one. God is good. God is great. God is good. God is great, huh? And see, it's answers like that.
Where's your family from?
president.
That's
To
just
you,
the
it's
bottom
announced.
line.
You're like, you've been here, you've had a chance.
Yes. Well, for me, the very first time I ever heard the name Kamala Harris, it was in association to locking up parents for truancy. That was the first time I ever heard of her name. And I really didn't understand how this person claims to be a Black woman, but yet she's locking up Black women and Black men and separating families.
This is the thing that is, Trump talks about this a lot. He says, Kamala Harris became Black when it was convenient.
Right. Yeah.
Can you talk to me about, do you agree with him on that? Do you feel like she's wearing her Blackness?
Absolutely. When she sworn to the Senate, it was as the first Indian American.
Thank you.
Which is
And that's a fact. I played that right here on this very broadcast. The first Indian American. Well, Trump's always bringing it up. Trump hasn't brought up her. Matter of fact, the last time I think Trump had to bring up her race is, again, they asked him. He didn't bring it up. They asked him. So that's what's really crazy about that. And then they keep saying he keeps bringing it up. No, he keeps being asked.
it's fine. We don't care. We all know she's not Black. Let's understand that. We are all clear of that. But my point of view is, like I told you earlier, she's already been there. She's in office right now.
And there it is. She's in office right now. She's been there. But we're going to go forward. We're going to close the page. We're going to turn the page. Well, if you're turning the page, doesn't mean we also have to leave you behind too. Am I missing something with that? So let me play this part. And I guess this is the main issue that I want to get to. So let me get this set up because I'm not playing the entire part. It's really, I want to just get to the important piece. So this is a documentary that's coming out about, it really hits as a shea butter feminist piece, masked as Black empowerment. And I say masked as Black empowerment, highlighting women. But realistically, let's check it out.
Representation matters. It matters in every industry, and it matters in our government.
Give your situation a voice. We deserve and we desire more. If you want something changed, you need to vote.
The reason we do it is
how can Black people rise up and overcome?
Get out and vote?
That is incorrect. I'm sorry.
All joins us now. Also with us, Mandana Dayani, the co-founder of the Rockefeller Foundation, and also
let me get
created by the nonprofit organization.
Wait, let me get this right. Okay, there we go. Dear America, a letter from Black women.
Take a stand. Chanel is CEO of Project Ready, a nonprofit focused on engaging Black and brown voters, and she is one of 25 civic leaders honored on this year's inaugural Democracy Heroes list, a list created by the nonprofit organization I Am a Voter in collaboration with Morning Joe and the Rockefeller Foundation, and also Headcount.
In league with Morning Joe and the Rockefeller Foundation, they are concerned about promoting Black women now.
And Chanel joins us now. Also with us, Mandana Dayani, the co-founder of I Am a Voter and the driving force behind the Democracy Heroes Awards. And Jen Psaki joins the table as well. What an event it was. We're going to dive into that. But Chanel, I'll just start with you. Congratulations on making the list.
So much.
What was the inspiration for the documentary and the message that you hope it imparts?
Thank you. So first, I want to take a step back. I'm so excited to be here in New York because yesterday marks the anniversary where 25,000 women suffragists actually marched on Fifth Avenue in order to secure the right to vote. But what we also know is that Black women were there, but they didn't secure the right to vote until much later. And that's really what Dear America, a letter from Black women is about. It's a love letter from Black women about how we have poured into democracy, but also what we want to see from democracy now.
This is
And this okay, so and I'm gonna come back to a little bit of that. But when I saw this is what caught my attention. That the things that were going on in the women's suffrage movement with Susan B. Anthony, she wasn't no friend of Black folks. They used Black women, had Ida B. Wells, and was trying to get Madam C.J. Walker. And Ida B. Wells, they say Madam C.J. Walker funded some of the acts, but more so those Black chapters. Now, Ida B. Wells did start her Alpha. I can't right off the tip of my brain, but Alpha something. When she started her suffrage, Alpha suffrage something, it was primarily Black women, but she did start it with a white woman. But it was about a Black woman, and they actually got a Black man elected while Black women still couldn't vote. And then they used these sisters' energy and used that multiracial coalition to secure white women's votes while Black women still were denied the vote until Black people could vote. 45 years later. And this is in between, like Reconstruction, you have Black folks running for office. And then this government targeted foundational Black Americans. Now, let's go back to see what she's saying, because they were targeting Black men and women.
I don't know if you've noticed, there's a little bit of anxiety out there in the world right now. On my text chains, among lots of women I talk to, we were just talking about this. People are scared. Yes. And Manana, I want to ask you this question, because it's hard to sit at a table with Chanel and not be inspired. But her documentary and the work she does, all of it, it's way beyond the documentary. What have you learned from getting to know her and watching the documentary about what people can be doing to kind of use their voice in this moment, less than 2 weeks out from an election?
Black women, don't get nothing for yourselves and help every other woman. Because that's been the message before. So they got her up there, and then there's talking. This is women, but you're using Black women. This turned very broad, very quick. This story is supposed to be, the documentary is supposed to be about Black women, but this is very quickly becoming all women. And when you get all women, Black women are the ones who end up losing. So let's go here. Let's take a look at Voting Rights Act major dates in history. Let's see what we got here. A history of the Voting Rights Act. Let me do this. Okay. So yes, a history of the Voting Rights Act. The Voting Rights Act is a historic civil rights law that is meant to ensure that the right to vote is not denied on account of race or color. 1866, Civil Rights Act of 1866. Let's see, Civil Rights Act of 1866 grants citizenship, but not the right to vote to all native-born Americans. 1869, the 15th Amendment passes. Congress passes the 15th Amendment, giving African American men the right to vote. Now, that was the year is that? 1869. So, as black men were being able to vote then. 1896, Louisiana's grandfather clauses. Louisiana passes grandfather clauses to keep former slaves and their descendants from voting. As a result, registered black voters dropped from 44.8% in 1896 to 4% 4 years later. Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, and Virginia follow Louisiana's lead by enacting their own grandfather clauses. And this is the part that I kind of want to pay attention to right here. This grandfather clause thing. Former slaves and their descendants. What are we talking about now? Former slaves and their descendants. That's not based on color. That's not based on race. That's based on status. And so if it was in line in the Constitution to do this based on status, then this right here is your mechanism to pay in reparations based on status. It's already constitutional. Go figure. Because the status of a former slave is literally a status. So freedman is a status. Y'all starting to see why they really mad at Marcel right now? Ooh, they hot. And Marcel done stumbled up on something. Now that's why they're going to have to start talking about the money and, man, he's going to bankrupt the country and blah, blah, blah. Miss me. Miss me. Yeah. Yeah, that grandfather clause part, that's very important. Because it's the one thing that you cannot get around has been harmful to Black America, but this is also the way to repair it. Because if you can harm by way and virtue of status, you can repair by way of virtue and status with fat interests. Just saying. I'm just saying. All right, let's get back to it. All right. 1940. Damn. So between 1896, 1940 is the next entry year. That's crazy. That is crazy. All right. So in 1940, obstacles to voting. Only 3% of eligible African Americans in the South are registered to vote. Jim Crow laws like literacy tests and poll taxes were meant to keep African Americans from voting. State of Louisiana literacy test. This test is to be given to anyone who cannot prove a 5th grade education. Do what you are told to do in each statement. Nothing more, nothing less. Be careful, as one wrong answer denotes failure of the test. You have 10 minutes to complete the test. Draw a line around the number or letter of this sentence. Draw a line under the last word in this line. Cross out the longest word in this line. Draw a line around the shortest word in this line. Circle the first letter of the alphabet in this line. And in the space below, draw 3 circles, one inside, engulfed by the other. Wow. And mind you, this is 1940. 1940. That's not a long time ago. It's a long time ago, but it's not. There are people walking the face of the earth who were born before 1940. Here's 1964. 24th Amendment is adopted. Poll taxes are outlawed with the adoption of the 24th Amendment. Poll tax. Look at all these different things that they were doing to us. 1965. This is why you don't share your power or your seat with anyone, because there ain't nobody else here with you. There ain't no black and brown. This is just us. 1965. Selma to Montgomery March. More than 500 nonviolent civil rights marchers are attacked by law enforcement officers while attempting to march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama to demand the need for African American voting rights. I went and jumped all on them people, dogs and into Mo. The Voting Rights Act is signed into law. President Lyndon B. Johnson signs the Voting Rights Act into law, permanently barring barriers to political participation by racial and ethnic minorities, prohibiting any election practice that denies the right to vote on account of race, and requiring jurisdictions with a history of discrimination in voting to get federal approval for charges in their election laws before they can take effect. And so there's a video. Will it take me somewhere else? We'll just play here. No, so
there is no constitutional issue here. The command of the Constitution is plain. There is no moral issue. It is wrong, deadly wrong, to deny any of your fellow Americans the right to vote in this country. There is no issue of states' rights or national rights. There is only the struggle for human rights. I have not the slightest doubt what will be your answer. But the last time a president sent a civil rights bill to the Congress, it contained a provision to protect voting rights in federal elections. That civil rights bill was passed after 8 long months of debate. And when that bill came to my desk from the Congress for my signature, the heart of the voting provision had been eliminated. This time, on this issue, there must be no delay or no hesitation or no compromise with our purpose.
So let me stop right there. This is the president making up an appeal to Congress. So what is stopping current leadership from making an appeal to Congress? Most definitely could have did it when they first got in office, but they didn't. Let me see. Growing numbers of registered Black voters. By the end of 1965, 250,000 new Black voters are registered, 1/3 of them by federal examiners. Yeah, they over there getting in. That's Black men and women. See that communal thing going on? See, when Black men and women stood together, there actually was some changes. 1970. An extension of the Voting Rights Act is signed by President Richard Nixon, signs an extension of the Voting Rights Act. And let me just show you something here. So they keep going. So 1972, Barbara Jordan and Andrew Young of Atlanta are the first African Americans elected to Congress from the South since Reconstruction. 1975, Gerald Ford signs another extension. 1982, a 25-year extension by Reagan. 1990, growing numbers of Black elected officials thanks in part to the VRA. Due in part to the enforcement of the Voting Rights Act, the number of Black elected officials in Georgia grows to 495 in 1990 from just 3 prior to the VRA. So, meaning these old niggas, these old Negroes who've been in office and got them first little jobs have been the same ones. So they was kind of happy to be there and go along to get along. Whatever the Democrats want, let's go ahead and sell these Negroes up the river. 2006. Extension of Section 5. Congress extends Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act for additional 25 years. That's George W. Bush. In 2010 to 2016, objections to voting laws. Since 2010 alone, the Department of Justice has had 18 Section 5 objections to voting laws in Texas, South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And in this video, attorney Eric Holder discusses voting rights. Yeah, I'll pass that. 2011, voter suppression on the rise. A record number of restrictions to voting are introduced in state legislations or state legislators nationwide, including photo ID requirements, cuts to early voting, and restrictions to voter registrations. Many of these states have histories of voter discrimination and are covered under the VRA. States requiring federal approval: New Hampshire, New York, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Arizona, South Dakota, California, and Alaska. Minority voters face restrictions. Laws restricting voting access are passed in South Carolina, Texas, and Florida, and are found to disproportionately impact minority voters. Voting restrictions in Florida. Florida passes a law that restricts voter registration and cuts early voting. The majority of African Americans in Florida rely on early voting to cast a ballot and register to vote through community-based registration. Texas v. Holder. Texas passes one of the nation's most restrictive voter ID laws. Under the VRA, the state was required to submit the law to the Justice Department or the D.C. Federal District Court for approval. The court blocks the law, citing racial impact. South Carolina's controversial voter ID law. See, here's the thing. And when I was going through this, I'll just keep going through all of this. And so it's pretty much like this. You'll just Shelby versus Holder, the ACLU, 2014 So if you guys are paying attention, it's kind of like a deterioration. And my question is this: why hasn't this been an executive order? Is this something that cannot be made an executive order? What's going on, Blackjack 21? I see you, brother. Salute to you, Black First. You know, I'm just wondering though. I mean, because the way they're saying victories and states, this is 2024, and we're still talking about we got to get the John Lewis Rights Act passed. Where's the executive order protecting this? Like, why are there extensions set? There should be an amendment or a change made, right? To say you have something that you have to keep renewing to ensure what you say this country is about: democracy. But is it really? So a few things out of this particular story. We have a lot, they had to use some of our Black icons, and then they were smart enough to go use the Black icon business women. They were smart, you know, to do that. And that was good, you know, because they needed that energy. When it comes down to making things happen, that's when people start coming around us. They want change. They want to get the energy for their movement. Unfortunately for Black women, had to learn that, you know, there is no women's nothing here in America. When it comes down to how this country operates, it is going to be based on your group. And the only reason they want to get you out of your group is to go ahead and get you to do things against it. See, when you intersect, one part of you has to die or be sacrificed for your coalition that you just intersected with. And what they have the need for you to do, especially ladies, is to take you out of the communal mix, offer you all of these other things that are not community building, and then say, what's wrong with your community? All of these because think about it. You caused the problem. You understand that taking the fathers out of the home was going to create an issue. Then they come down with laws later. Now here we are with a bunch of illegals walking in our country that are military age men, and this woman wants to keep them here and give them amnesty. And there are people over here that have to work 3-4 jobs, or you got to have multiple incomes in your house to make it. And these folks are coming over here being made the middle class off of the working taxpayers who have to work multiple jobs. And you're watching these people come up off of you, and they're saying that you are misogynistic for not supporting that. You must hate women if you can't support that. And if you cannot support a Black woman who isn't really Black and is just a tan Caucasian, then something is wrong with you. And you know that I don't know why you ain't over here just serving the Democrats blindly. What's wrong with you? These people will come around you and just be like, hey, man, we need to get down with these folks. Well, let me tell you something. To keep trying to push the super predator crew on Black folks is not. I can see what people would say. I saw a TikTok video where this chick is trying to call us coons. Matter of fact, hold on. Do I have it? Wait. Do I got this? Let me see something. Hold on. Hold on. Before I get up out of here. Yeah. Yeah, wait. Where you at, TikTok? Got it. Hold on. Okay. And this is something that she says black Trumpers, but realistically, I don't believe this. This ain't just black Trumpers. This is everybody who's not voting for Kamala Harris. Let's just be clear. But let's take a listen.
The black Trumpers, and I don't mean black Republicans, because that's one thing to be a Republican, it's another thing to be a Trumper. To the black Trumpers, how does it feel to know that the Republican Party doesn't even look at you as a citizen? Freed or enslaved, baby. Then people say, we don't need y'all vote. Y'all ain't no citizens. We, the white people, go handle this ourselves. Like, how does that make y'all feel? Like, y'all was out here literally cooning for free. Like, how does it feel? Y'all didn't even get no ducats from cooning, baby. Y'all just was out here being a coon for free. Oh, how does that feel? Like, I don't ever want to know what that type of black person feel like. Like, what does it feel like to be a coon? I don't even care. Y'all going to hell. It is so funny to me. Like, y'all was doing all of this for free. Y'all was out here cooning for free. And now that people said, we don't need, you're black. We don't need you. You thought we needed you? Go over there and tap dance with them Democrats, baby, because we don't want you over here.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Who gonna tell her? Ma'am, the only coon in this scenario is you. Because of your severe lack of understanding on how white supremacy works. There is not one party of white supremacists. There are parties that are filled with white supremacists on both sides. And the Democrats have done you dirty. The Republicans have done you dirty. Nobody is over here tap dancing because standing for the black agenda is not standing for Trump. Not supporting Kamala Harris and standing for a black agenda is not supporting Trump. So for all of you who do not understand how supremacy works, and then you get out there reckless and calling people with sound mind coons, when you still believe that the Democrats have no anti-black sentiment whatsoever, you get one of these.
Sambo.
And with that being said, Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall. And let us rise. Can you dig it? Hooey. And there, that's the thing for me. It's going to be a lot of them folks. They're trying to do it all black. And here's the thing. Kamala Harris ain't black. Kamala Harris is not black. So to say that somebody is cooning for who? There ain't no black person that you're supporting, ma'am. They have duped you. As a matter of fact, at best, this woman would be Jamaican. But why is she in the black church and doing all of this overly blackety stuff? So it's still cosplaying, and none of you will be honest enough to admit that. It's okay, nobody trusts you. Y'all sit over there watching her fake the funk, and y'all ain't saying, man, yeah, well, black men, you this and that. Let me tell you, all of this anti-black male hate and from the Democrats, for all of you Democrats, for all of your Misandry Noir.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
And I'm sure there's Misandry, that's just men having their feelings hurt. Well, I'll tell you what, she ain't getting our vote. So are your feelings hurt? Well, y'all must hate women. No, we just not mess with the tan Caucasian because we got sense. Because black men are your defense mechanism. You want to give up your defense to go put your life in the hands of other outside folks, you go do so, just like that woman did. But don't bring it over here, because one thing that we understand is everybody around her knows that she ain't black. And one thing that y'all little minds don't understand is how white supremacy works. And you don't think them white Democrats would put her in your face knowing that she ain't really black and knowing that she has to fake it till she make it. You don't think they would do that?
And a lot of white folk have demonstrated eloquently that they don't have no sense.
And for you dudes out there, let me tell you, I seen, you know, I got some cool relatives. So, you know, I seen a post today for the, you know, people love them folks so much, they don't even realize how condescending they come off to other black folks. Like my too woke to vote friends or my white liberal comrades, like too woke to vote black folks, but so the too woke to vote crap. Negroes talking that madness, boy. Tap dancing Sambos for Democrats. And then talking about coons. I can show you some coons. And so for those of you brothers is that we're too woke to vote, you talking like that? Well, let me tell you, I can't do nothing for you, man, because this is all y'all is.
Buck dancing, shuffling, scratching, bootlicking, bamboozling, Uncle Tom Negro.
And this is 2024. We are leaving the brain dead, the spiritually dead behind, because some of y'all are just going to sleep for good.
And I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner. Some of them going to sleep for good.
And for all of you who are, we got to do something about this fentanyl and this and that. Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Because the reason why your family member, your junkie children are overdosing on this dope is because you keep voting for the people who are letting it in. You have all of these criminals who just came in this country and everybody want to act like it's not so. It is so. And there's so much criminals. I mean, just, hey, man, if your child, your little Johnny has a drug habit, just know that Kamala Harris got folks calling right back home to get that dope over the border just like this. So you may not be convinced. And what we're saying here is just blah, blah, blah to you. And we have it wrong because we're the coons, because we're not voting for Kamala Harris. And some of us are very much voting for the couch. Some of us are going to write in something else. And some of us are going to vote third party. And without a shadow of a doubt, it is anybody but Kamala Harris. And if you can't understand that, I speak for myself, beatzillapdx official, beatzillapdx official show. Those of you in the chat and on X, the grassroots, the voices of new black media, I think it's safe to say I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed. You already know. And like we have to tell the tethers that try to sneak in the back door, hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. And with that being said, before we get out of here, let me do this and let me shout out the good members I am seeing here. Let's see. Where we at? All right. I think this is it. So I think I'm looking at Lady Effa. Is that right? Let me go in here. I'm going to this other thing here. Bear with me 1 second, family. Let me go in here so I can get a better look at my members. Give y'all a shout out here, as we gonna do on this Good Friday Eve. Gonna shout out our members before we get out of here. And any of y'all could join. You can become a member and hit that button. And we have, oh, that's right. We have, so again, shout out to our good brother, dark-skinned brother, who helped some folks out and got them some memberships this month. And so with that being said, let's see who we got in here. We got Judah Homecoming. We got our brother Breeze Omega. We got Black Women Stand Up. We got PM and Sybil too. And then we have Lady Effa in the building and the Church of Black Empowerment. We Next, aka Dark Skin Brother, Black Anthem, and then Dark Skin Brother's main channel. Cult-like Personality, Antithesis, Judah Yisrael, Key Prince, Crew, Reality, Grand Negus, and Faith Speaks Life, Black Spider, and Deneen Soul. Yes, indeed. So salute to all of you members. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on each and every one of you. Yes, indeedy. Oh, and Crew Reality Grand Negus also just granted a membership, and we got Dervis Austin in the building. Dervis Austin was granted a membership. What's going on, Dervis? Yes, indeed. Dervis in the building. Yeah, and there's Deneen Soul. Hey. Yes, indeed. Yeah. All right. So, with that being said, it is about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have enjoyed tonight's broadcast. I know I have. And now, like I said, I just wanted to make that connection. When I seen it, I'm like, So you could do this based on status to harm us, then you can do it based on status to repair us. So with that being said, make sure you get our reparations to the descendants of the people you know you harmed. If you had the mind to say, I'm going to think down the road to the slaves' descendants, don't change a thing. That's the exact manner to which you can dole out them that repair. And we don't need a study at that point because it's already there and you've proven it to be constitutional. Whoops. Shout out to brother Marcel Dixon. And y'all go check that brother out and what he's been talking about the status, freedman status. That right there with that grandfather clause. Mira, what are you gonna do with all of that money? You know, now you have no excuse, and it is already proven. Because see, here's an action that was been done by the United States government in one direction. Now it needs to be rectified in the opposite direction. Simple as that. So with that being said, family, make sure you keep your notification bells on this weekend because there will be a video. It should be premiering. I think I'm gonna post that Sunday. Now, if you're in the members area, you've already seen what's coming Sunday. So, and again, if you're a member, you will see some things before everybody else. So, that's how it went down. And salute to all the members. Thank y'all for being here. And with that being said, y'all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket, you can definitely do so by way of Cash App, $ beatzillapdx. We also have PayPal, which is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And so, that being said, it is that time. And again, I just can't get enough of this. Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Keep them 3 smooth stones at the ready and keep your slingshot nearby. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Y'all have a blessed weekend.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.
Thank you.